We talk a lot about making money, making more of it. We are all sort of hyper-focused on that piece of the puzzle. But what so many of us neglect is sort of the other side of the coin, which is how do we save the money that we make? Or how do we make the money that we make go farther? How can we be more effective with our money? I feel like that is given almost zero attention, and that is what I want to dedicate this short little video to. Because the truth of the matter is most of us run out of money before we run out of month, and that's just no fun. And really that's how or why credit cards or credit debt is so prevalent in our society. We're so used to, it's almost ingrained in us to be okay with buying something with the money that we expect to make in the future. And there's so much fallacy in that, so much brokenness in that I want us to begin to start chipping away at that belief, at that way of thinking about money. Because again, so many of us are so focused on the one side of the coin where we're just obsessed with money and how do we make more of it. But why not start obsessing with, hey, how do I make my money go farther? How can I more effectively spend every dollar of it? Because you'll find that so much of your and my purchases, like on a monthly basis, so much of it is just flippant, unnecessary. And I'm not saying don't enjoy stuff. I'm saying have a bucket of X amount of dollars allocated monthly for just pure joy. And I'm all for that. I know of a guy who's a millionaire, and he sort of brags about, like to this day, he just won't allow himself to buy trash bags. He'll use grocery bags because that's, to him, it doesn't make sense to buy trash bags. That to me is like the simplest example of someone that just like is over the hump, obsessed with saving money, because there is such a thing and I've been there. I feel like I lived through a season in my life where I've just hoarded all of it. And while, I don't know, it's kind of nice to have a stash, there was also not much color in my life, not much fun going on in my life. And I finally can say that I'm in a place where I intentionally waste money on fun. It just feels good. But again, it has to be intentional, and that's key. So let me bring this full circle. When faced with a money shortage, or a perpetual monthly issue where you find yourself in that position, the goal here is not to ask you to take your eyes off the goal of perhaps maximizing your income. I'm simply saying, let's look at the other side of the coin. And there are three pieces that I would like to offer you today as it pertains to how do we save, or how do we let our money be more effective? How do we track it better so that we can, at the end of the day, know where our money goes? Item one is save 10% of your income. And we all agree that, saving is a good idea. We all agree that having a nest egg is just a fantastic way to sort of go about living. But most of us don't do anything about it. Most of us kind of leave it to our will or our ability to make the transfer monthly to save. So therefore, most of us don't have anything planned. So instead of relying on your self-will and self-control to transfer some money into savings, I'm begging you, automate it. Most banks, all banks these days, online banking will have the ability for you to transfer X amount of dollars on X date every month, forever, perpetually. So you gotta do that. So the day that you get paid, set up with your online banking portal to transfer at least 10%. Start with 10, then go to 12, go to 15, ideally 20. But save money automatically. Don't leave it to willpower. Item two, turn on your bank notifications or spending notifications. Also a feature all online banking, online platforms will have these days, to where every penny that goes out, be it from your checking or savings or your credit card, so you're notified on your phone. And if you're single, it's awesome. It's an awesome way to sort of be confirmed on the purchases that you've made and maybe think about them at least twice now. Once when you made the payment, twice the second time when you're notified. And maybe the other benefit is to sort of avoid some of the fraud or scams that happen. If you get a weird charge and obviously you didn't make anything, that's just a fantastic way to catch those quickly. But if you're married, oh my gosh, this is a must. If you're married, and I'm not saying this sort of in a creepy way, so I want you to kind of pull that back. At the end of the day, when you get a note, when you buy anything, and you know your spouse or your loved one gets a notification, it just causes you to want to be a little more careful, a little more intentional with that expenditure. So that is all that I'm saying. So anytime I make a purchase, my wife's notified on her phone. We don't need to talk about it, and we can, but we don't need to. At the end of the day, it causes me to want to at least check or confirm that I truly want to make this payment, because I know that my wife will see it, and I just want us to more or less be in agreement because I love her and you love him or her. So at the end of the day, it just will do you a lot of good to have that notification, to know that the big brother is watching, but again, and not in the creepy way. So I want you to really look at this as the healthiest way to track your money, because at the end of the day, you always gotta be knowing where your money is going, because that is the only successful or rational or intelligent way to manage your money. And lastly, item 3, give some of the money that you have coming in, give it away. And I mean, there's something to that, and just even mentally, like to where I don't need all of it, and maybe you do, but like tell your mind that you don't need, you have enough to share. Allow yourself to enter into this mentality of abundance, because when you're sharing, you're really telling yourself, I have more than I need. And maybe you don't believe that, but tell yourself, convince yourself that is truly what is reality in your life. Because at the end of the day, most people who give, they'll swear by it. I'll swear by it. Giving is just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And while giving to nonprofits is, I mean, I'm a Christian, I tithe, I am called to give away some of the finances, and God has blessed me abundantly, and I'm forever grateful for it. But I do feel like it's a good practice. And this may be the reason why God sort of put that. There's something to be said for just sharing. And not just sharing with nonprofits. And while, you know, that's great, I just find so much joy in just being able to share with my immediate friends and family, and maybe, well, people that I know or people that I know. So at the end of the day, help the I don't know, the real people, the faces that I actually interact with. I personally find that ultra beautiful. The idea here is just to give away some. The amount doesn't even matter, but give yourself sort of that philosophy for your own well-being, that you have more than you need. Because at the end of the day, if there is at least one person in this entire world that would look at the money that you have coming in and they would say, wow, I wish I could have it that good for me. So just think about that is reality for somebody. And I know we're all so quick to compare, and we don't want to, but we can't help it. So maybe my neighbor has more than me, and all of a sudden it looks like, oh, I don't have enough, so let's hoard it all for me. But think broadly, think globally. There are so many people in this world living for like $1 a day or something crazy like that. So, and while I know it's all relative, and I'm not even going to be talking about any of that, I just want you to consider that maybe you already are living in abundance, meaning you already have more than you need. And maybe not more than you want, but at the end of the day, having more than you need is already a beautiful sort of existence, beautiful way to go about living. So to recap, 1 is automatically save. Don't rely on willpower, make it automatic. Every month, X amount of dollars on X amount of day transferred from one account to another, savings where you never touch it in your savings unless it's truly a rainy day situation. 2, turn on bank notifications. So you and your loved one will get notified anytime any money leaves your bank account or is charged to your credit card. And last but not least, give. No matter the amount, but just allow yourself the philosophy of abundance, that you have more than you need already today. Let me know what you think about that. Clearly, these are my opinions. Clearly, this is what I think is commonsensical in terms of managing finances, but you may have sort of a different approach. You may have a different opinion. Whether you agree or disagree, tell me about that. Hit like and subscribe. Share with a friend. It helps a ton with the YouTube algorithm. So thanks again for tuning in. Adam here. Be more podcasts, I was going to say, but it's not that. Common Sense with Adam. Cutie. Yeah. Hit like, hit subscribe. Always a joy to be able to sit down and share some thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks.